Well, a very warm welcome and good evening, at least it's here in the Netherlands. It's 7 p.m. and welcome to this live Facebook from CWA. And CWA stands for Conscious World Agents. My name is Arturo Massaro.
And my name is Claudia van Zuiden.
And we have our weekly Facebook Live, and again today we're going to talk about the last post that we wrote this week, and that was about unconditional love, relationships between two people. Yeah, and at the end we have some wonderful news for you, some really nice things. Yeah, really, I loved it. What? Do you start or shall I start?
You can start.
Yeah?
Absolutely fine.
Okay, well, my first post this week was about unconditional love. What does it mean, really? And the word unconditional says it says everything. It's without any condition towards the other person. If you unconditionally love that person, he or she has freedom. And what I see, and I come from a broken relationship also, so I know what it is to be in there. So it's not about blaming her, it was also me in that relationship. There was no real honesty at a certain moment. What we did was more competing, more in a fighting or flighting role. And it was draining energy. We didn't get the best out of ourselves, but also not from the other person. And once you in that relationship, it's hard to get out. It's not impossible, not at all. But after 30 years, things are happening then. And because it was so energy consuming, basically we decided to stop that relationship. And what is unconditional love? Unconditional love, that means that you will only want the best for the other person. The only thing I want is to be that Claudia is totally happy with her life. If it's with me, great. If it's without me, also good. I want her to be happy as possible and that she will get the best out of her own life. And I hope I'm part of that. But that's not the condition that I have in this. So I want the best for her, and we decided at a certain moment, we want a relationship. We both came out of a broken relationship, and we didn't want to have anything to do with the other persons. But after 4 or 5 months, we said, yes, we start.
Yeah, with other people, we didn't want a relationship or anything.
No.
We're not interested in that. No.
After 4 or 5 months, we decided, well, shall we start? But then it's unconditional, except one condition. And that's we're totally honest to each other.
Yeah.
And that can hurt sometimes to the other person, but it's better to have that conversation at the moment that it's there, then wait for 5, 6, 7 months and the tsunami will come. So wish the best for the other person. And the second part of unconditional love, and that's so important for me at least, you wish it also for yourself. I want the best in my life. I want to be happy. I want to feel free. I want to do everything that I like. And if I do it, and your partner will do it, then some strange things will happen. Although there's freedom and you can go your own way, you will do a lot together.
Yeah. That seems to be the alchemy that happens.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I don't know what that's. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is what I want to share, more or less. Do you have questions? Or if you have questions, please do.
Yeah, that's also, if you're watching, or if you're watching later, then you can always put questions underneath and we will try to answer them. So what we've got tonight is this topic of conscious relationships, and my post also was about that. And the interesting part is when you've been through a hard relationship like we have, or a hard breakup, what can happen is that you become doubtful, or you become insecure, or all these things can happen, and you just say, well, actually relationships are not for me, or you are actually in a relationship and you feel there is still some potential in it, but you're just stuck on something, you can't go beyond that. So one of the universal laws is that what you give out, you also receive as such. You know that in a way, on an energetic level, if you're saying that I am not worthy of a very fulfilling, supportive relationship, then it's not very likely that you're going to attract that. So at one point I said to myself, yeah, I am worthy of a very loving, supportive, amazing relationship. But I'm not going to look for it, and I was not someone who wanted to go on dating sites or Tinder. That's just not who I am. And nothing wrong if you want to do that, but it was just not, I was doing so many other things that was not really on my agenda. But I did say, if the right person is in full alignment with who I am and with the love that I feel for myself, and who's also feeling that for himself, then he will have to come to me. And it's like the universe will have to bring that to me. And that's what happened. So one day, I also said he will have to knock on my door. And that's what you did. So, because we didn't have a bell in the house, so it was quite funny. But in any case, we were like very careful. And what I meant is I had to believe, which I did, that I was worth it. But I really didn't know it. It wasn't in my bones. There was still some doubt because of what had happened before. And it was like, well, maybe I'm just not born for a relationship. Maybe I should be, maybe that's it, I'm going to be a nun or something like that. That was it. But more than, because I'm also doing a lot of spiritual practice, that I could then fully dedicate my life to that. Yeah. And to be of service in that way. So that didn't happen. And what happened, what I realized is the intense gratitude that I felt in my heart, that I sent out to the universe. And from that gratitude, I felt something came back to me. So what I had to do, the first steps, was like becoming aware of the knowing that I was worthy, having the best relationship in full alignment with my heart. Then to start living out of my heart and sending that out to the universe. To whoever, and I'm not talking about intimate relationships and stuff, but it was more like, just be that love that you already are. You come in this world as love, but through a lot of conditioning, we stop being like that. We become a little bit doubtful, and we get hurt, and we start to build up walls and all that. So when I stopped doing that and just said, right, okay, I'm just going to be that love like how I came in the world, that's what started to happen. So then the universe started to respond on that. So radiate that love, be that love, know that love, and that can be the magical key for things starting to get into movement when things can happen that way. So that was one of my posts. The first one was out. Nice.
It's very nice. And it's not only for a new relationship, it's also for...
In the relationship. In the relationship. Already are. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I was not wanting to go out of the previous relationship, so that happened. And you were never, also saying that in that way as well. You were still wanting to make it work for a very long time. So, you can work in a relationship on many levels. So it's not only a new relationship or attracting new relationships. You're right there. Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk a little bit about your post, or have you got any questions about this one?
It's a beautiful story. Well, my second post was about just imagine. just imagine that you have this unconditional, lovely relationship. And it will really bring the best out of you. And also the best out of the other person. And you can see that you raise your level of creativity, happiness, the trust that's there, the safety, the compassion, the passion. What do we have more? All these now, excitement, doing the right things for yourself. What if this ideal relationship was there for you? What would it mean to you? What would be different than it's right now? How would you feel? So I wrote also there, write down what the perfect relationship for you looks like. Just start writing and make it as big and great as possible. And then go back, that's the future maybe. Then go back to the reality right now. On a scale from 1 to 10, how far is it right now, your relationship? Maybe it's a 5, maybe it's a 6, it doesn't matter. But what's already there? Don't go what's not there. Look and see and feel what's already there with the two of you. There's already a lot, otherwise you wouldn't be there with each other. So look what's already there that makes it stable. There is a basic love and relationship that you already have. And then define with the two of you what could be the first next small step to go from a 6 to a 7, for instance. And don't go for the big things right away. Do it step by step by step. But keep in mind that ideal picture. And I also wrote, and I just want to also have it here so that I don't forget anything. Very, very important is, and although it's unconditional love, that if you start doing this, you must have some agreements with each other. And the first agreement in this is, please be totally honest to each other. And the second one is, don't take anything personal. And once you understand that these two are so important that they relate to each other, if I say something to Claudia and she doesn't take it personal, I can be totally honest. And I don't want to hurt her, but she doesn't take it personally, so she will not get hurt. And from that you can go to the next steps. And I wrote it, that's important. Don't go in the defending mode. What we do most of the time, this is what I think. Yes, but you. And then we get in the defensive side, and then everything starts over again. And then the competition comes in. And your subconscious level, if you already follow us for a longer time, your subconscious level wants only to be right. And it's going to look for the things that you think is right. But really don't listen to react, listen to understand the other person. Go to the feeling, go to the motivation behind what's all there. And if the other person is honest and you see the emotions, let the emotions come. That's okay. That's okay. I cried a lot last year. But it's okay. And it's a relief. And from that moment on, you notice that the connection is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And as soon as it's stronger, stronger and stronger, it's so easy to be honest. You want to say something?
No, I think you're sharing a very personal story here, and
Yeah.
you know, you wrote about it in your post, and you're sharing that.
Yeah.
So I think
Okay, but maybe two things that I didn't mention now, but if you're open and the other person is honest, show gratitude. Be thankful for what the other person is saying, because it's you need courage to do it sometimes, and that courage helps you to get connection in a higher level, and also your conscious level will raise by doing this, and go for the highest good for both of you.
Nice, I like that. Yeah, and I think that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So what are
No. It's, well, it doesn't mean that you always have to agree with each other. That's not the issue. You respect the perception of the other person, and then you have the dialogue, not the conversation, not the discussion. It's the dialogue, and that's, for me, that's totally different.
Nice. Yeah. Great. Well, thank you everybody who's watching as well tonight. It's lovely to have you here, and just talking tonight about conscious relationships. And my second post this week was about what is it?
No. Oh. I'm just trying to get Facebook on.
All right. Okay. Nice. Now I'm just going to say something about my second post was about your North Star.
Nice.
And, it's very important in a relationship that you have a North Star, that you have on your vision, that you have the similar vision on where you see your love going, your relationship going, things that you want to talk about, the financial stuff, if you have that, all these things you discuss with each other as, how are you agreeing on that? Like you said, there's some agreements, because then you both have the same North Star. So in that way, you can't get really uncomfortable feelings and what have you coming up, because you know them from each other. You've honestly spoken about them. Yeah. And that is often what you see in relationships, that people don't have the same North Star. So if my, I have the North Star and you have...
the South Star.
No, but the Great Bear or something like that. Or, we're not following the same direction. So that is really important as your foundation. And the foundation, for me, is in a relationship, is like the vehicle or the conduit, as I said in my post, for personal growth. The other person is really supporting you in doing that. Like you said, you want that person to be its full potential. You want your relationship to be the full potential. And you want your personal growth to reach the full potential as well. So... how do you do that? I feel when you do that, you show a true willingness. Yeah. The willingness to show up, to make that happen. That's really important. Also, to respect the differences. Keep your individual self. Don't start pleasing too much or whatever, because that's when you lose yourself, I feel. And then it can become toxic in your relationship. So... and accept things that are happening. Accept that the other one is perhaps going through a process, and it's maybe not about you at all, but allow it to happen and all that. Don't make it personal, as you said. So that's also a very handy tool, I think, to have. And also set your clear boundaries, saying, well, this is acceptable for me and this is not. But then again, you might find in the relationship that by things happening, that you say, well, that's maybe something I thought, because we also work somehow from the subconscious mind, things that we've known, that things start to happen in the relationship, and you say, wow, actually, I feel there's some stretch in here. I'm going out of my comfort zone here, and I'm going to go experience things a bit differently here. But if things you do not want, or you really feel that it's not in alignment with who you are, how things work for you, then set these clear boundaries to the other person as well. Straight from the beginning. And if that's not possible, then later on start to discuss them. And keep the highest standard of what you want. Like you said, imagine that relationship that is so... into your vision as how you would love to be that relationship, to be like, and like you said, be happy. The other person is not going to make you happy. That's not going to happen. The happiness starts within yourself, and you maybe want to share that happiness with the other person. But Arturo is not going to make me happy, and I'm not going to make you're happy. There's like temporary happiness. Perhaps if I bring you a cup of tea or something, or you cook something, or we go for a walk, and we do things for each other that we enjoy. But that's not long-term happiness. That's not the happiness that we're really seeking for in ourselves. That's the only one who can do that is you. And then the other one is be accountable. Like you said, be honest, but be accountable for your actions. Say, this is what I did, and that's nice. That's perhaps not what that is in alignment with what we agreed upon on our North Star, but that's what happened, and then we have a dialogue around that. Yeah. So that's what my posts were about, and then I asked people also, what is it that you would like to add? Because we can't mention all these things in a post like on Facebook or in the film right now. We can talk a whole day about lots of other attributes and lots of qualities that we would really feel in alignment with in our relationships. We can't really do that. So if you have anything to add on, then and people said space, keep space. Yeah. So if you have something to add, please add your comment as well on there. And when somebody said the other day as well as a comment, space, I always see it like this. You're both a pillar of the temple that you create, and between the two pillars there is space. It is not just standing like that. There is space, and through that you go into the temple, and that's really what struck me as well.
Beautiful.
So I don't think I will share that with you.
No,
but that's something. No, but that's really how I can see that as well. You're strong on your own, but you also hold up the temple that way together. Yeah. And there is space. You can be your individuality, but you're sharing the temple together. So that was my contributions this week, and we hope that you really enjoyed listening to them. And I
have a question for you.
Okay.
We're talking about unconditional love, and you said also set your boundaries. How can you relate both? Setting boundaries and having unconditional love?
Well, you can still unconditionally love someone.
Yeah.
But they can also say things like that famous Meatloaf song, I will do anything for love, but I won't do that. Yeah. There's all these things that you could say, well, that, there is something in me that doesn't feel in alignment when I go that way. Or and I think that needs to be clear. Yeah. I can still love you unconditionally, but doesn't mean that I actually can do that. No. And I think that's what I mean with that.
Yeah, I think that's, and the reason I ask it is it's so important. Unconditional love doesn't mean I accept everything.
No.
No. And you have your own boundaries, and the other person has his or her boundaries. But be open. Be open, have the dialogue about it, and explain what's happening then with you, and then you can explore it further. Mm-hmm. But unconditional love doesn't mean you can do everything and I don't have any problem. No, it's I wish you the best, and sometimes you do things that maybe I don't like, or at least I want to have the conversation about it.
Yeah, or the dialogue.
Yeah.
But I think what is really important here, and that's great that you mentioned that, it's this unconditional love is there, but also that you have your North Star together, because we know what we're working towards. Yeah. We're actually not working towards it. We're just we're with it, and the North Star is there, but we know we're looking at the same direction. Yeah. We're not looking at different directions. And I think that is the foundation as well for the relationship. So, and now, next week, we're going to talk about conscious leadership.
The posts, at least.
Oh yeah, the posts, and in the Facebook Lives then as well.
Yes, yeah, all right. I was already one week further.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah, something happened because we got a surprise for you. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, next week we're going to talk about conscious leadership. Yeah. For your own business, but also in your own life, and maybe you're a leader in a company or of a company. So we're going to talk, at least write about it, and on Friday we're going to talk about it. It's really nice.
Yeah, because we both also work with companies who are aware of that and they want to lead their business on a conscious level. So we're going to dig a little bit into that. And then we have on the 19th, we can make an announcement of that, I think.
Yeah.
We have, no, I'm going to write it in a post.
Yeah.
But we have some great speakers coming up for you. We just want to say that some guest speakers from the 19th of February. We have one great speaker from America. And
a famous author.
And a famous author and great speaker. He's an incredible guy. You're going to be so inspired as well when you hear him speak. He's amazing. We get very inspired by him. And we have some great lineup, I think, till July already. Every month we're going to invite a guest speaker. So, and I think we're going to ask Raf to speak about, I nearly said it there, didn't I? To speak about conscious leadership as well. Yeah. You'd be the expert on that.
Yeah, and in March we will have a person from Norway.
Yes.
And in April we have one from England.
Yeah, that's also very good. Very good. Oh, you're going to love it all. Any case, anything else? Yeah.
Yeah, you came up with a new idea that we're going to launch next week or the week after that.
Yeah, we're going to offer a day for couples to dive deep into their relationship on a conscious level. And we're going to offer that with a stay as well. So you will have a whole day, 24 hours with Claudia and Arturo, where you will have the chance to look at what's in your relationship that you would like to transform together. And you will have with us a counseling session, you'll have lunch with us, you'll have one-to-one counseling, and then we'll come back to you to share how we see that some things are, what is blocking your relationship, and what we could see could be the next steps forward. Yeah. So that's what we're going to share. So that's going to be on our website, on consciousworldagents.com next week. And then...
Of course, we have, not this Saturday, but Saturday next week, Saturday the 13th of February, we have our CWA Experience Day.
Yes.
And it's going to be awesome, really awesome. We already have a lot of these participants.
Yeah.
And we're going to help you to go to the next level of your own consciousness, to explore and expand and experience what is your real purpose in life. And also to design the first steps towards that destiny that you have. That's well.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to that. So next week we're going to be really putting some new little flavors on it, because we already have an idea what we want to do. Of course, we have the layout, but we feel we want to spice it up a little bit more.
Yeah. So Tuesday we're going to sit all day together and make the program really in detail.
Up to spec. Yeah. So we're looking forward to that. So next Friday we'll still have our live session.
Yeah.
But then on the Saturday we will have our experience day. So I think that's it for this week.
Yeah, I think so. Wishing you a great weekend. Here in the Netherlands it's going to start to snow a lot, about 20 centimeters like this. Snow will fall Sunday.
Which is quite unusual here.
Yeah, yeah. Well, of course we know that there is some snow, but it's pretty much in one day. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's exciting. Throwing snowballs together.
Yeah, it will be lovely.
That's the highest vibe for Sunday.
Yes. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. And if you are just joining in a little bit later, or you haven't missed a little bit, then you can watch this again, of course, online. And we'll also put this video, this recording, on our YouTube channel later as well. So it's there. So if you want to share it with people who are not on Facebook. So thank you very much for watching tonight. We wish you a great weekend. And we're looking forward to sharing our post with you next week and to seeing you here on Facebook Live.
Definitely.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye for now.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.